What's up, everybody? This is DJ Whoo Kid, and you're in my reality right now, you know? Montreality. Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire? Pow. The type of student I was in school, I actually was not paying attention, and I'm usually the kid that would put like the tack on the teacher's chair and watch the teacher jump up high, and that's why I got suspended or expelled out of my first school, and then I went to Catholic school all my life. But I was always the kid that, like, I'll draw people near me. Like, if you look like really funny, like let's say if you look like Drake, you'd be like an easy person to draw. So I would draw you, and then I would draw everybody in each class, and then I would make these comic books, and then a lot of people know this, and shout out to St. John's Prep. High school, I used to do comic books, and then it was so bad that the comic books would circulate all over the school, and then it'd be like stories or people's faces, like, and I was really good at drawing, but you look kind of funny too. I would draw you, my man behind the camera. I would definitely draw you, and then if you got beat up or a girl gave you STDs or some fucked up shit, like, it would be in this comic book, and the comic book became so thick that even like schools from like out my high schools, I was drawing people. It was really bad, but I was more of an artist, and then I could draw funny looking people. Like, if you're skinny, fat, goofy, pretty people was hard to draw. I couldn't draw bitches, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I did. I was not good in school at all. That's why I became a DJ. As you can see, I took computer engineering in college, and it just wasn't me. I looked at everybody from right to left to front. Everybody was goofy, nerdy, and I was like, yo, this is not my life. You know, then you have to go to school for literally the rest of your life to keep updated with the technology, and I was like, man, fuck this shit. When I could just be a DJ, fuck bitches, travel the world, hang with leaders, terrorists, DJ for the biggest rapper, hang with all the rappers, then hang with all the movie stars, then work with fucking Eminem, then hang with Dr. Dre, and then now I'm with Mandela. I mean, Michael Jackson. I mean, I would have never did that. I would have never done all this if I became a computer engineer. Mm-hmm. So I'm not saying don't stay in school, but take a risk, people. I was always my first job, I think, was in Pizza Hut, and then I worked in Taco Bell, and then I worked for it was TCBY. I worked at TCB. I don't believe I did that shit. And then but the thing is, a lot of people were bugging because I used to work there, but I used to steal from the register. Like, I used to take like $100 a week or $50 a day, because the checks, I never used to cash them because I used to steal from the register. So a lot of people always wondered why Whoo Kid always was like cashier of the month and stuff like that. But I was cool with the managers. I mean, it's too late now. It's like 20 years ago or whatever, so nobody could get in trouble, but I was stealing like a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? And then I became a security guard for Port Authority, and then I did that for like 6 years, and then that's when I met up with 50, because DJing was a hobby at that time. So, but I always had a job, because, you know, back then you had to buy records and equipment, so you had to like have a job, because, you know, you got the broke DJ that's really broke, like they're in the attic, they're cutting and scratching all day, practicing, and all they really have is two 1200s, and they're practicing all day. But I didn't want to be that guy. I wanted to make money at least, so I could just, you know, somehow create this image, like, you know, maybe I'm popping. But the job covered my look. So, because, you know, some DJs look really broke, especially back in the days, like in the 90s. If you were broke, you were broke. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to be that dude. And then I was lying like crazy. Like, I was telling people I DJ'd for Diddy, well, Puff Daddy back then, Russell Simmons, I mean, you name it. And then the lies got me to actually meet Russell Simmons, because we were both from Queens. So that's how everything like hooked up with, you know, from the job to the lies to actually becoming a DJ, where I made enough money to quit my job. So once I bought my first Mercedes, and then I started DJing for 50, I quit. My first paycheck, I bought my house, my first house. I had $100,000 advance from $100,000 advance from Capitol Records, and the first thing I did was buy a house. I mean, a lot of niggas don't do that. They probably would buy a car, but I already had a cool car, cause you know I'm a dumb nigga too, so I probably would have bought a car. But my baby moms at that time was like, "Fuck you," and she took my money and we bought a house. So it's good to have like, you know, some female entity that runs your life at that time, cause I probably would have been a dumb nigga and bought a car. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I bought my first house, which was Chris Lighty's house, R.I.P. Especially in the industry, like I've known Chris Lighty for 20 years, so we would always buy like each house. So Mona Scott, who does Love and Hip Hop, like she bought like Chris Lighty's next house, so it would piggyback. That's how cool he was. So every time he would move to another mansion, we would move up. So I would buy like the next house, and then Mona buys Chris Lighty's next house, and then Chris Lighty moves to the next mansion or whatever. So I think that was kind of cool back then. So I actually lived in Chris Lighty's first, you know, crib when he was in you know, the Violator in the Def Jam building. So that's where my money went. Key to success is you know, I guess be original. You know, first image is everything. I mean, impression, you know, the first impression. You know, I don't know if it's called swag anymore, but you know, get some character, get some you know, style. You know, try to look like somebody that people want to be or act like or be like, you know, like that's the number one thing. Like I always look at certain people, like, you know, I always see T.I. There's some things I like about him that I would want to be. You know, if I see Flamaster Flex, you know, I always look at his business ventures. You know, you gotta like be someone that someone wouldn't mind being. You know, I'm a funny idiot. I talk a lot of shit, and then I don't act tough. So faking it out there with the fake toughness, you know, I've learned it don't work. So just to be real, I have no problems with no one. You know, everybody loves me, from gangsters to terrorists to, I mean, leaders. I mean, you even saw me. I just was hanging with Hanson, and look how it was quick. Like, it was automatic. They gave me their number. It's all about, like, you know, people could tell, like, you know, how organic a person is when you first meet them. And I'm not a fake individual, so I guess it's just easy. And then being funny is the number one thing. Like, you know, especially when you do radio. I never wanted to be the mix show guy. Like, you just DJ and you don't say nothing, you know. Figure it out, man. Get a brain, you know. Use your brain. Be creative. You know, anybody can mix. You behind the camera can mix. The other guy right there behind the camera can mix. You can mix any songs, but it's really, people tune in to hear your personality, and they always wonder what's gonna come out of your head. So that's like the number one thing. So creativity, and the number one thing is who you deal with. You know, you know, your peers. Like, you gotta have like a crew, or you gotta hang with cool people. I mean, there's nobody popular out there hanging with corny people, so you just gotta figure it out for yourself, man. But other than that, the number one thing is don't be fake, don't be tough, just be yourself. I met Nas the first time. He was super gangster, and then eventually my stupidity rubbed off to him, then he became like the coolest guy. You know, just like when I first met G-Unit, when I first met 50 and you know, Lloyd Banks and Yayo. You know, 50 just got shot. He wasn't in no talking mood. Banks wanted to rob me. Yayo was looking at me like he wanted to kill me. Even when I first met Young Buck, when I DJ'd for Juvenile, like, he wanted to rob me. But it's like, when people understand that, you know, another individual will come in and bring like the whole crew down to reality, and you know, it kind of makes everybody humble. That's where I come in, because you know, even when you watch the videos, like, Gina was so hardcore and so gangster that it's like they couldn't be funny, but I brought that into the crew. Even when you watch our tour videos, I was always the comedic aspect of everything, because you can't see Banks looking like an idiot or doing stupid shit, but I can, you know. And then it came to a point where I calmed them so fucking crazy, like, they got so calm and they started acting stupid. They started being like, you know, 50 started doing Pimp and Curly.
Nigga, you don't know a pimp when you see a motherfucking pimp.
I mean, it's just a drastic change, you know. But that's how it is with hip hop. Because when you see like, you know, coming from their music like DMX and all these guys are so hardcore, but when you really meet them, they're like the coolest motherfuckers on the planet. And then the music and their image and the videos that's out, you know, the fans see it as one way, but they're kind of like scared to go the other route. But I'm glad that in this day and age, you know, hip hop is a little open now. There's no more. You don't have to be tough. You don't have to be gangster. All that NWA shit is unnecessary. Yeah, I do. I read a lot of you know, like Illuminati shit. Like I love conspiracy. You know, like I read all them shits. Like anything that has to do with secret societies. You know, and then I'll watch the movie after. Sometimes the movies like Da Vinci Code, I read that book like 100 times. You know, anything that has to do with stuff like that. I'm starting to read the Bible now to understand, like, maybe there's like secrets in there or answers in this long journey we call life. So I'm not reading it because I'm religious. I'm just reading it because I'm curious, and I just want to know what the fuck was man writing about that we need to follow. So I'm not saying I'm religious, but I'm spiritual, and then I just learned to live the right way, and it seems to be working for me. But I'm just not gonna like follow what, you know, another man wrote, and I'm supposed to like, you know, it's not gonna control my life, you know, because I see like, I've learned like, you know, it's cool to be conservative and you live home and you're in the box, like you just don't travel. But when you travel, you definitely think in a different way. You see poverty, you see people that's unbelievably rich, you see like fucked up shit everywhere you go, and you see fucking hot shit everywhere you go. But I travel like every week, so I became this individual where, you know, it's kind of like impossible for me to be religious. Like I have to like really think logically, you know. So, but the best thing is to be spiritual, because there has to be some form of energy out there that's, you know, controlling everything. But I'm just not gonna fucking believe what another man wrote, and I'm supposed to like, you know, abide by the rules, and then I'm supposed to be punished for fucking bitches, and you know, because it's, you know, the world is so hypocritical where some religions dudes marry like 10 bitches. Like, so why is it I'm being punished in this religion? You know, I'm Catholic, so why am I being punished over here for fucking mad bitches, where there's another religion where you could have 10 bitches? You know, so it's just like, you know, but I'm just curious. I'm just reading the Bible right now just to get answers, but not religious. Probably, oh my God, real hip hop stories? I don't know. I've had so many, This Is 50's been filming me like crazy, like all these wild stories, especially the last one I did with Eminem. I probably got like 1,000 stories. Some of them are like dangerous, some of them are hilarious, some of them are like fucked up, some of them are downright stupid, but I got like, probably would be called that, or maybe I'll do a moisture book on all the women I've dealt with, all the races. I damn near banged every girl out there. I don't think I ever banged the fucking Mesopotamian chick yet, but if you're out there, this dick is waiting.
All right.
Did I say that?
You did. Got it, yeah.
What was I in a previous life? Man, I probably, what was I? Damn, I probably was somewhere in fucking Japan. I probably was a Japanese in my early life. Maybe that's why, you know, I love Asian women and I love coming to Canada, because that's where all the Asian girls are so hot and so moist. But I think I was Japanese. My kids are Japanese, so I think it was never a fad for me to date Asian women. It was natural. When I was in high school, I always dated Asian women. I always kicked it. I mean, I kicked it with black, white, and everything else, because I'm a horny man, but for some reason I've always liked Asian women. So I think I was maybe Japanese or Thai in an earlier life. I probably was like some leader, killing motherfuckers, you know, fucking bitches, and, you know, I was on a horse like a chariot, like, you know, riding, you know, killing motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? With Genghis Khan or some shit. But I definitely was Asian. So, and I see it in my son, you know what I'm saying? Every time I see my son, I'm like, yeah, that's probably me right there, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I definitely was Asian in my early life.
I'm telling you, only
especially Montreal, especially Montreal, Canada,
Yeah.
like Vancouver. Vancouver is all Asian. You know, I mean, I don't know. It's, you know, everybody got their preference. You know, they always be like their pussy sideways, whatever, man. You know, for some reason, I don't know. The black and the Asian always have a good mix, and it's always a good look. You know, I've had millions of black girls too. You know, you always get these people. Oh, it was all the black chicks. I had black chicks before. I damn near had one for like 8-9 years, but she hit me in the head with a fucking baby sham bottle. I don't know anybody know what a baby sham bottle is. It's this little fucking, I guess, an alcoholic beverage. It looks like a little soda bottle, but I just wasn't paying attention to her, and she hit me over the head with it. And there goes my black relationship right there. But I didn't leave the black chick and go to the Asian chick because of that. It just was a bad relationship. You know what I'm saying? And then I've dated all kinds of, you know, I've had white girls too, dated them years. You just got to choose who you want to be with, that right person. It has nothing to do with race or color. I have a good time sexually with Asian chick. You know what I'm saying?
I'm ready. Oh my goodness.
Black chicks don't give head. I mean, they got respect for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you date a black girl, they never give head. But I think they respect themselves so much, which I respect too. But I want head. My favorite cartoon character is definitely Scooby-Doo. I mean, all the Kardashians know this. I've always loved Scooby-Doo. Everything is Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo toothbrush, Scooby-Doo pajamas. Even when I was on a tour bus, you know, everybody called me Scooby-Doo because every time I would get in trouble, like if I fuck up on stage, I'd be like, and then it always got me out of trouble. And the number one thing, I shouldn't even tell this secret right here, how I used to get out of trouble with Fifth is I always act like I don't know what the fuck is going on. And even when you act like you don't know what the fuck is going on, whoever you're in trouble with, they can't differentiate like how to deal with it because they're thinking maybe he doesn't know what the fuck is going on. But I act stupid on purpose. And Scooby-Doo was always in my DVD player, always in my laptop. Like people thought I was crazy. Like I watched all the old, not the new one, not the bullshit new. I'm talking about the old one, the super original one where they had the same outfit, the same outfits on all the time, and then it looked like they were smoking weed. They had like tall ass sandwiches. The sandwiches was like this tall. I even tried to make one time. I don't know how the fuck Shaggy put that shit in his mouth. No homo, but they used to squeeze the sandwich with a fucking, I think a rope or a string, and it. So you know, Scooby-Doo is definitely like my all-time favorite. I don't care about nothing else. Smurfs was cool too, but I think that's gay to like the Smurfs. Favorite video game when I was young was Donkey Kong, of course. Because every time, you know, even on my show, I got these weird sounds. And now I figured out why I do all these stupid sounds and stuff on my radio show. Where I'm like, you know, but it's from watching or going crazy. Oh, what up, son? That's my man right there. That's my man Sway right there. That's another legend right there. But yeah, I guess I get a lot of my you know, personality effects, especially when I do radio. A lot of people laugh. I like making people laugh when you interview them with weird sound effects, and I got all of them from either Pac-Man or Donkey Kong. Like, is like the #1 sound that I do on my radio show, and a lot of people know that too. Damn, I don't think I've ever had a really bad injury. I played soccer all my life. Never got hurt. I think the worst injury probably would be, and this happened in Canada, in Montreal. This is so fucking crazy. I was in Quebec, in Fleur de Ville. I was the only black kid at that time. It was probably like early 80s, like 88, 87. And my dumb ass didn't know how to ride a bike. And I fucking took a 10-speed, the old 10 speeds with but the brakes was out. And my uncle, he married a white Canadian chick. So I stole her bike. But the bike, I still had no brakes, so I went down the hill to make it quick. I'm going down this hill, but the highway is at the end of the hill, so the only way to stop, and I didn't know how to ride a bike, I just let myself go. Once I let myself go, I fucking banged my chin on these bricks, and it busted my whole shit open. And as you can see, This is like my worst injury right here. And then I got like mad stitches, and this was my first time. I had bonjour jeans. I had blood all over my bonjour jeans. I was tight, yo. I had like braids, and I was like the only black kid hanging with these white kids that just smoked cigarettes. That was the first time I ever saw people smoke cigarettes. Was in Quebec, in Montreal. I don't know why kids do it. They were like maybe like 14, 13, and they were the first kids to see. I never saw a clubhouse on top of a tree. It was so weird. Canadians are weird, man. And I used to talk crazy French, like, you know, qu'est-ce que ça veut dire, pourquoi tu fais ça, you know. I used to talk like bullshit French, but that's where that's the worst injury. And then people, like, you know, they said if I fall on it again, they would have to cut my bone. So that's why I stopped playing sports. You know, I ain't fucking on my chin for nobody. Fetish for the females, I don't know. I don't know why I like the bra to still be on and no panties and socks. I don't know. I like the bra to still be on and socks, because it feels like the top and bottom is covered, but here is open, and then it just concentrates. I don't know. Maybe I'm a sick fucking individual, but I don't know. Canadians love doing that shit, especially Toronto. You know who you are, girl. Yeah, I love that bitch, man. I don't know. I think I got it from. I don't know, man. That's so crazy. I think I got it from drinking orange juice. My mother told me if you drink a lot of orange juice, your voice gets deeper. But a lot of people, when they hear my voice, you know, a lot of people don't know my face in the radio world, especially like a lot of white people, old white people. I have like fans from like 15 to fucking 60. But when I'm in the airport and I'm talking, some people are like, yo, you sound familiar. Are you Whoo Kid? I'm like, huh? But they just know my voice because, you know, the Haitian Barry White is the name I was given. I forgot who gave it to me. I gotta look it up. Give me a second. I'm gonna look who gave it up to me. I'm gonna show you who gave me the name. There it is right here. This person gave me the name. Legend. Roberta Flack. Killing me softly. You know what I mean? If you know that song, if you don't know that song, you're an idiot. A lot of people sampled her shit. But Roberta Flack came on my show 9 years ago, and the first thing she heard my voice, and she was like, yo, you need to be the Haitian Barry White. And then I took that name. And then when Barry White died, I really took it. I was on Hot 97, and then Barry White died, and then I became the Haitian Barry White. Now they call me the nigga Bond because I travel a lot. Street King Immortal. First thing I think of is Tupac. One of the best fucking ridiculous dudes I've ever met. And of course, hanging with my legend 50 Cent, man. Because 50 Cent, kind of like, you know, even when I did that Tupac and 50 record, man, it always will make sense. 50 Cent is like a super legend, man. I know people be like, oh, he's 50's DJ, blah, 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 but you just can't get around it, man. This guy, I've been through some incredible shit with him. He's done incredible shit. I mean, anybody who almost died and still come back is an incredible person. That's why when we go to Africa, you know, people die all the time. And when they see him, they look at him like he's like a god, because it's just like, who would do that? If I got fucking shot at, I would quit. And that's just the way I am. I'm pussy, I'm out. Fuck this hip-hop shit. But he just never gave up. And no matter what people say about him, no matter what he does, he may have his days where he's wilding out, beating artists up, whatever. But at the end of the day, there will never be another Street King Immortal. And that's him. Because he loves the streets, he respects it, and the streets almost took him. So that's why he respects it so much. And it took me a while to understand, because a lot of people, they become successful and they just leave the shit behind, you know. But him, there's just a connection, and then he knows, like, he's never gonna forget where he's from. I've heard 22 songs and a lot of ridiculous shit, you know. M is on there, of course, and I love the M record. And not the one that's out, there's like another one, I think. I don't know if he's gonna use it, but a lot of fucking shit on there, like, I don't know if he's gonna kill me, but I was trying to steal one joint to try to play the Scooby-Doo shit, to leak it on the radio, but I couldn't do it. It was like, because I know he's gonna fucking beat the shit out of me, so. But it's definitely a upgraded 50 Cent, and then it kind of like the struggles of like bringing it back to Get Rich or Die Trying. Like he always tries to top that, but I think he did in this one, because he kind of like got the producers back. He got like and his hunger is back too, where the last couple albums was the rich 50 Cent, but I think he made his mindset back into the hunger, like, you know, the hungry 50 Cent. So he's bringing that back into, I mean, you can see with My Life, or you can see with you know, We Up, you know, and then he's giving like all these new cats, you know, like Kendrick Lamar and you know, there's like mad other new artists that you're gonna be shocked that he's working with. So don't be surprised, man, when this album comes out. But I know the next single is gonna be ridiculous, and we're already shooting videos and stuff like that. But I know I'm about to go on another long tour, and I'm about to be fucked up again. I thought, you know, I'm already busy as it is with my schedule, because the nigga Bond is always out. But a 50 Cent tour is like 6 months straight, man. Every country, every TV show, every fucking concert is just like back to back. But I already know, by me hearing that album, I already know I'm out of here for another 6 months. So might as well enjoy me while I'm here in Montreality. Enjoy me while I'm here. Enjoy my radio show, because once 50's album comes out, it's gonna be fucked up. I gotta be out again. I'm gonna be like the oldest DJ on the tour. I don't know why the fuck I might fucking still DJ. Nate Dogg was mad cool, and then a lot of people don't know, like me and I mean, when I used to go to LA, and then after I would finish like a Snoop Dogg mixtape, I would go bowling with Nate Dogg. A lot of people don't even know that. Like, and he would bowl, I think, like 160. Like, he would make me look stupid. But we used to like hang out, and then I used to beg him, like, cause back then I was doing like 100,000 mixtapes at the same time. So I used to always beg him, yo, why don't we just do an all Nate Dogg mixtape? So I used to just hang with him. Oh, I just needed that one moment where he'd be like, all right, let's go to the studio and knock it out. But he was always like so busy at that time. Like, he would tour, and he, you know, people needed him for hooks, but he was like very like humble and down to earth. Like, you know, he's one of the legends that I guess left us too early. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just glad that I even knew him, man. That shit, like, a lot of people just never had that opportunity. I'm one of those one-of-a-kind DJs that hung out with a lot of people that died, especially a lot of DJs, especially like Pimp C and stuff like that. Like that's another legend that's kind of cool with me too. Like, he kind of like taught me the behind the scenes of the industry, because he was always like a real dude when it comes to like, you know, like how the gays control hip hop, and he used to like tell me like wild stories. But you never will know, because you're never gonna be me. I've been in the industry for 20 years, so I was here when there was no hip hop, you know, so I kind of grew up with it. So that's why I feel sorry for like the younger generations, where all you got is like, you know, the Wiz Khalifas, and you got all the Mac Millers. This is what you have. But I have in my DNA Wu-Tang, you know, I mean, come on. Yeah. NWA. And the fact that, you know, me being a loser DJ back in the days, I was just DJ nobody. But next door to me was DJ Clue. DJ Envy was across the street, you know. Tupac was on my block, and that's when he was with Digital Underground. So imagine you come out your house, you're mowing your lawn, and Tupac walks by. So that my block was hot, you know. And then Biggie had to come on that block also to get beats from Tall Stretch, who all of them died. You know, Tall Stretch got killed on my block, and then E-Money Bags lived around the corner. He got killed on my block. So my block was hot. L Cool J lived 4 blocks up on Linden Boulevard. So imagine a skinny L Cool J. He has to pass my house to go to the park where he used to get beat up at all the time. So imagine I used to see L Cool J get beat up every other week because he was so skinny. That's why he worked out and got Diesel. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, I don't know if a lot of people know this story, but that's what I saw. Go to the park, Russell Simmons, you know, he's doing heroin or at the chess table. You know, every park has a chess table where, you know, you play chess and shit. Russell Simmons there smoking drugs. You know, come on, man. This is like, you can ask him yourself. He admitted it on my show. But I used to see that. So it was like, there was so much hip hop. You know, 50 Cent was Boo Boo. So coming on my block, getting money from drug dealers was the norm, you know. But I never even knew him at that time. I just knew him as the fat kid on a motorcycle who used to bully everybody and get drugs. So it's like, it's so funny that I'm mowing the lawn or I'm just hanging or I'm just watering my, like, you know, I was Haitian, so I wasn't allowed to come out my house. So the most I could come out is my front yard. So I just see everybody walk by or hang out, people playing CeeLo or whatever. But it's like, you think that you're over here mowing or watering your lawn, but one day you're gonna work with an individual who's currently selling drugs, beating up drug dealers. So it's kind of like weird, like you see this guy pass by and you don't pay attention to him. But I'm just a dumb Haitian kid. I'm actually older than all of them. You know, I should be like the father of G Unit because I'm older than 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? But imagine like I'm just fucking watering my lawn and then this guy just drives by beating up some motherfucking drug cat. And then 10 years later, I'm like fucking DJing for him. And I became a DJ because of Clue. Because once I saw Clue driving a fucking BMW, I was like, what? I could do that shit. So I started fucking with Envy. And then that's it. It came from there. I told you I was in my front lawn with a curfew, watching all this historical shit walk on my block. And my block was Springfield Boulevard and 111th Street. And down the block was Hollis Avenue. All of hip hop was on that 111th road. So it's like, you can't tell shit about me. I'm just a fucking cool guy who just rather just hang with famous people. Snoop Dogg is my best friend, by the way. I don't know if he's your best friend, but he's definitely my homie. And I never thought that would happen. Fucking guy mowing the lawn, and here I am getting interviewed by Montreality, the biggest website in Montreal or all of Canada. And y'all gotta give me more bitches because I'm on here. And that's good. Yeah, Big Proof is like the man, yo. He was always like the humble, like me and Proof, we always hung out overseas, like Germany. You know, I wasn't surprised that he would be like going out in Detroit, like he would go out, because he was that kind of dude. Like he wasn't scared. He was very humble. Even in like overseas, he would go out by himself. I would like, because you know me and groupies and stuff. When we first started touring with Eminem, like I didn't understand all that groupie shit like until I really toured with Eminem. So I used to just go out and abuse my power because I was 50's DJ. So if I go to the club, you know, the last person I would expect to be in there, I see Proof in there with bitches having a good time. You know, so it's like, you know, he was always like the outgoing cat, and then he would tell me straight up like it is, Whoo Kid, as long as you're a real guy, you know, everybody loves me. You know what I'm saying? Especially coming from Detroit. You know, and then I can see it. You know, even M, you see them on stage, you see the chemistry. Like M only trusted Proof, and he really was that dude. You know, like he would tell me straight up like it is, don't trust the industry. The industry's full of shit, and the best way to go at the industry, you know, is go in with shit. If it's gonna treat you like shit, you go in with shit. And that's why I always lied my ass off. I lied about everything because there's no difference in how it is going on today. People rent cars, people got fake jewelry, people don't even do beats anymore. That's how fake the industry is, where you have ghost producers, ghost writers. I mean, it's to a point where even the rappers are admitting that they have ghost writers or ghost producers. I mean, it's just a fake industry, you know, so it's the only industry that's like that too. I mean, you got the rock dudes, house, all that, but there's not that many components, because in rock or house or electro, any other kind of genre, is either you're famous or you're whack, and either you got beef with one person. But in hip hop, you got beef with everybody. People just don't like you. People are just trying to get your shit, and the whole industry is fucked up, you know. And then there's not much money in hip hop, so you really gotta get it while you get it. And then that's why it's only maybe 10 top rappers that's making real money. And there's like hundreds of rappers which are making money as if you were a doctor or a lawyer. You know, a lawyer or a doctor can make as much money as a rapper. But it depends on how you market yourself. But I've learned all this shit. That's why I've still survived. Still look like how I look, you know. I drink water. You know, I don't want to be the old DJ that's DJing, but I still think I got a couple more years. But other than that, I've learned from all these key people, you know. You know, if you don't know these people, you'll never know. You'll never understand, why am I getting fucked in the ass today? Like, what happened? Like, you're gonna see yourself like, holy shit, I'm assed out. And then secrets is the #1 thing in hip hop. If you know secrets, you're gonna last forever. Like, I could be in this industry for the rest of my life. All the secrets I know, I could be in this shit forever, ever, 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 ever.
Man, he good, man.
I know every secret you could think of. That's why my radio show is so fucked up and it's subliminally crazy, because I always kick a little thing here and there. And not to mention, I always have the guests there too. And I'm the king of fucking with your mind, like, you know. And then I trick you to say shit too, you know. But hey, I know how to survive. If you want to meet up one day, I'll teach you a little something.
Mm-hmm.
Message to the youth. Number one, you know, I did the school thing. Stay in school, get your education, and then, you know, 99% of everybody I know that graduated from college is not doing what they graduated from. So at the end of the day, the conclusion is, get that paper, get the, you know, your education, but use your brain. Your creativity makes money. Like, pay the college whatever degree gets you the set pay. You can make 60 G's a year, 80 G's a year, 100 G's a year. That's what it's gonna guarantee. But your brain is gonna get you the millions. So just use your brain, kids. You know, and stop smoking fucking weed.